This is a message from Motherfucker King Cyberchart here. This may be the most important thing you hear in your life. This is this is happening right now. This is all happening right now. People are getting the shot in their arm and they are dying. Thousands of them are dying and are going to die by blood clots and by strokes. Here's a weird situation that I could see happening. The elite wants everybody to take the shot, right? And obviously all the resistant people are not going to take the shot, right? Now let's say the elite release a real virus that actually is actually real and actually can kill people. The shots protect against that virus, but the people who don't have the shots all die because they don't have the shots for the real virus that the elite release onto the public through chemtrails or Morgellons or just some secret covert way of releasing germ warfare on its civilian population. And this is a 2-for-1 buy one get one free discount deal for the elite, because what would happen is they would get rid of all the hesitant people out there, the smarty pants, I'm too smart for your vaccine, no thank you. They would get rid of all the smarty pantses with this dangerous disease virus thing. And then all the fucking sheep would still be alive, right? Because all the slaves would still be alive to do their slave work for the elite, because they're the ones who got the shots, because they are the most obedient to the system. And they like getting their shots so they could post on Facebook, hey, just got my first shot, hey, just got my second shot in 1 month. And give it 2 more weeks, guys. They're going to be posting, hey, just got my 35th shot. You know, they're not going to stop. They're going to want people to get the shot over and over and over again until the blood clots or the strokes take the person out. And guess who sells the blood clot medicine? Guess who sells the blood clot medicine for their vaccine? The I don't know. I forgot. One of the vaccine companies sells blood clot medicine. I don't remember which one. But I just think that's funny. They're giving out a shot that gives blood clots, and at the same time, they're selling blood clot medicine. It's a win-win. It's a win-win. And I don't want to spend time talking about this stuff because it is, in fact, gay. And pointless. Well, I don't know if it's pointless, but it's definitely gay. And it's like, why should I talk about this stuff? Because we're going to go in the end times. Everyone's going to die. Everybody has to die eventually. Everybody has to die sometime. You get the vaccine, you'll end up a consciousness living being living forever, an eternity of hell. And you don't get the vaccine, maybe you'll go to heaven, maybe you'll survive in purgatory somewhere. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen to you. I don't know what's going to happen to me. I have guesses and theories. I've had this theory a while that I'm going to die homeless and starving. I don't know when exactly. I don't know where. Hopefully my childhood home, or my childhood city in California or somewhere else. I don't know. I've written about this in my book that nobody reads. I forgot what book it was. I've written quite a few. And where I wrote that true love does not exist, and real love does not exist, because besides that of a mother's love, maybe, because there are some good mothers out there. I have a pretty good mom myself, but And mothers will try their best to love their children, even if they are severely disabled or something like that. And so mothers are pretty good at that. But the problem is, there's at the same time there's no such thing exactly as a good mother, because all mothers are terrible for giving birth to someone in the first place, and that's because they're selfish, garbage, etc. I don't care to get into antinatalism right now. You already know this. Mothers are selfish beings who, and what they want to do is create these things called torture machines. And torture machines is another name for human beings, because human beings are torture machines because they are tortured their entire life by many different things, by getting out of bed, by getting caught up in the trafficking of people, by getting bullied at school. I don't know, but any way you look at it, these humans are these machines capable of being tortured and tortured and tortured by themselves mentally, by other people, by being bullied, by trafficked people, whatever. These people are torture machines in their own torture chambers that they call their lives. And so everything is, true love doesn't exist, because if true love was real, number one, I'm hot, and I definitely should have a wife by now, but I'm not even close. So that's number one. Number two is that, see, that just doesn't make sense. Number two is that if love is all or nothing, and I know what you guys are thinking. There's no such thing as all or nothing. Everything exists in a shade of gray, in a gray area. But I'm trying to get semantic with the definitions here. Alright? Love, in the strictest sense of the definition of love, love is an intense feeling of deep affection. Sure. It's a great interest and pleasure in something. Okay, sure. These are from the dictionary. These are not good enough definitions for me. My definition of love is caring about someone unconditionally, forever, because love is an infinite thing, etc., etc. And none of us have this love inside of us. I mean, we do, but it's quelled, and we never get to show it or experience it in our lives. What humans do as selfish, garbage creatures is they choose a handful of people to care about, while disregarding everyone else on the planet as garbage scum who will rot in hell. People are specific that they will get into heaven, and that their loved ones will get into heaven, and that they will pray that they and their loved ones will have a nice, happy life and get into heaven, while at the same time praying that everyone else, their enemies, their frenemies, people that they don't even think about, who are having a difficult life, as we all do have difficult lives, they will say, well, that person's having a difficult life, but that's their problem. They're going to rot in hell forever, but that's their problem. I got enough problems to worry about. And see, this is what I mean, love is an all or nothing thing, because either you love everyone or you hate everyone. You can't just love one person and say, the rest of the world can suck my dick. You can't just, that's not love. That's actually just called selfish egotism, and it's called hating. It's called hating. It's called a race war. It's like whatever you want it to be called, but like, so like, so that's how I feel about that. I am having some Diet Dr. Pepper. because the rehab here only buys diet sodas. Thanks, aspartame. Hey, I have a question. Why was aspartame? Why did it take 3 tries to get aspartame legalized in the United States? Oh, that's right, because it's a poison, and people were hesitant to make a poison legal, so it took them 3 tries to make aspartame legal in court. What else is a poison that they push on people? Oh, I wonder what they do right now that they say 200 million people have gotten. I don't think so. Not even close. 200 million? I don't know. That's a big bold-faced lie. There's no way 200 million people are that fucking stupid that they'd all get this fucking shot in their arm. Questionable, and no, I don't buy it. And aspartame. Here's the thing about Diet Dr. Pepper. As I assumed that all diet drinks taste terrible, and I assumed that would be true of this Dr. Pepper as well. But upon first sip of the Diet Dr. Pep, it actually wasn't as bad as I was anticipating it to be, and it's actually not too bad. It still kind of tastes like Dr. Pepper, and it's kind of like if you mixed Coke and Dr. Pepper together and shook it all up, and you know. And it's just like everything we know about everything is just a bold-faced lie by the Freemasons who run the show here, or whatever, or the whatever you want to call them, right? The nasty people, the nasties. Here's the thing to ponder about, right? The moon landing, okay? One gay step for man, one homosexual step for mankind, and so Buzz Skywalker gets off the rocket ship. He takes his first step onto the moon's surface, right? And I say, wow, this is the first guy who stepped onto the moon. Question? Okay, then who's filming? Didn't the guy who got the video camera out and started filming, isn't he technically the first one who stepped on the moon? Oh, that's right. It's because I make fucking sense that, it's because I make sense that everyone doesn't, not that I'm complaining, but why is it that everybody who likes my art online are all tweens and they're all freaking teenagers and stuff? Why can't I meet an adult person who likes my art? Oh, it's because adults are too mature and they don't like my cartoons because they're busy getting their master's degree in business. They're busy running their own business and working their full-time job, so they don't have time to look at Zubajard's games and art and cartoons and subscribe to the channel and write a comment and try to meet me. It's always young people. Not that I'm complaining, I'm just saying it would be nice to meet some older people that I could talk to because I am not that young anymore. I am 29. And I know age is just a stupid thing that people made up or whatever, but it's just I don't get why I can't. Some stupid bitch should just come along who's my age and see my work and ask me to marry her and something like that. That's what should be happening right now. But nothing. And this is the life of a curse. This is the life of a curse. People ask what is a curse, and mankind is cursed and I'm cursed. And there is a necrophilia magazine called Girls and Corpses that has some of my favorite pictures on it. And I'll tell you why. It's because that website is cursed. And when I look at cursed photos, it reminds me of myself that I am cursed. I say, oh, that's right. I forgot I was cursed. But then when I look at photos, I realize, oh, right. I know a corpse. I know a curse when I see it. And I lost my humanity a long time ago. I think other people are still able to get excited about life, or still able to feel sadness, or just feign an interest in life in general, and be excited about something, just something to be excited about. And not every person has talents or abilities, which makes me feel better about myself. As a person who doesn't have a professional talent or ability among their livelihood. And this comes back to the art of competition. Everything that you do, you compete with other humans, and when you compete with other humans, you are saying to each other, yes, we hate each other, yes, we're competing, yes, love doesn't exist because we're competing and we actually hate each other, and that's why we're competing. Every man in his heart has this goal in his heart to compete and to destroy and to beat every other person at something. And when you compete with others, you are agreeing, you are making an agreement with that person. Yes, we are against each other. We are at odds with each other. And one of us will thrive and the other one will perish in hellfire for all eternity. And that is the art of competition, the art of the deal. And it is quite unfortunate. The ego of a human brain is so dastardly in its deeds that it spins this web around our balls and makes us believe that, all these negative things about ourselves. Sometimes I think I'm doing it less now because I'm more afraid of the consequences. Not that I believe human beings can actually change on anything, really. Everything feels so permanent in my brain. The rules that I've created for myself to live by feel very... I know my core beliefs are quite bizarre, yet permanent in my mind. But I cannot change them, or anything I try to change about my life seems to backfire. I try to get a job, I can't get a job, I'm back at square one. Why did I even try? I try to get a girlfriend, can't get a girlfriend, back at square one. Why did I even try? I try to get good at a skill or a talent or an ability. I can't do it. I'm back at square one where a baby starts. I'm basically a giant baby, and I need a diaper change because I'm getting pissed. And you know what I mean? It's just... And I used to dwell on negativity a lot. Very much. It was as big a part of me as you can imagine. Me and negativity were intertwined as tightly as a knot, as tightly as you could intertwine two things. I heard some advice recently from, I think, a doctor, and it's very rare that I actually hear advice that's useful or interesting from these overpaid, overpriced, pill-pushing, LGBT-loving douchebags, right? But this doctor said to me that, he said that when you think negative things or positive things, whatever you think, affects your body in some way. And so I thought, if I'm always thinking negative things, imagine what that's doing to my body. Bad things. You think bad things, and bad things happen in your body. That's basically the advice that I was given. I don't know if it's real, I don't know if it's true, but it sounds cool, and it sounds true, and therefore it is true to my standards. And so I took that advice, and I thought it might be a good idea to stop being so negative and try to be a bit more positive, oriented, focused. Like other human beings are. Try to fit in with the other human beings on the planet a little bit. Even though, like I said, I lost my humanity a long time ago, and it still seems like I should try to fit in sometimes with the people here. But so yeah, I mean, take that as you will, but I know it's cool and edgy and cringy to be negative all the time, but it might be having an effect on your mental health or your body in some way. It might, or it may, at least maybe your spirit in the spiritual realm, right? And I know a lot of you guys have lost your souls and your spirits from the shot, which technically will block your chakra from your spine chakra to your crown chakra, and which will cut off your soul from your body. So a lot of you are now android humanoids like Jan, android humanoids who took the shot, and now you can't feel your soul, you can't pray, you can't access godhood, you can't access the spiritual world or spiritual trances or anything like that, because you have cut yourself off from your soul via the shot. That is because the term corona is it Latin for crown? Latin? It's one of those weird languages, right? Corona. It is Latin. Corona is Latin for crown. Coronavirus, crown virus, crown chakra, cut off your body from your soul. Crown chakra, the top chakra of your head, has been cut off via the shot. The coronavirus, or the crown virus, has indeed shut off your crown chakra. And Zabu Jard, why are you talking about yoga and crown chakras? What are you, some gay? And I argue that chakras are widely accepted by many retard communities like yoga practitioners, Hindu meditation practices, Buddhists, yoga teachers, New Age hippies, marijuana pot users, weedaholics, and many more types of female astrology believing scum. But there might just be a hint of truth to every single thing I say. In fact, everything I say is true, 100%. And you should follow along and read my books if you're bored, because they will put money in my PayPal. Because that's what do I need money in my PayPal for? I don't know, pornography addiction? But no, I don't know. I use Uber Eats. I use Uber Eats sometimes, so I actually use the money in my PayPal once in a while. I was getting a lot of Popeyes every weekend, the fried chicken company. And those were they got some good chicken at Popeyes. And you know what I mean? They got some good chicken at Popeyes chicken. Good chicken. Gotta feel bad for the chickens getting their heads cut off by murderers. But it's a hard world out there that this God guy created. The laws of nature are brutal. Animals eating each other while still alive. It doesn't get any more evil than that. Perhaps God created animals to feed off of berries. You see carnivores and herbivores eating plants all the time. Not just herbivores, but carnivores eat plants as well all the time. Perhaps God created in the Garden of Eden, which is north of Antarctica by a few hundred miles. On the flat Earth, there is a giant mountain made of magnetic stone, which is the North Pole, and it rises up to the clouds, and it's covered on four sides by 4 different islands with 4 different rivers that go out in each direction, similar to a compass, which is where we got why the compass was created, is in honor of this mountain, this North Pole mountain, which all of our compasses point to. And, I don't know. Oh yeah, it's right below the North Star. Duh. Wow, God created a giant magnetic mountain, and he put a giant North Star right above it. But actually, God didn't create this planet at all. It was actually created by a giant fart. And, actually, we're not the center of the universe. Actually, the center of the universe is Chuck E. Cheese with a giant fucking porta potty full of shit and idiot, stupid fucks. And the Antarctic Wall, you can Google it. The Antarctic Wall covers our world on all sides by a giant wall of ice. And if you were to go north of Antarctica on the map, then you would find the giant mountain, the giant fountain mountain of magnetic materials that all of our compasses point to. But of course, if you go to Antarctica, they will arrest you for trying to leave the prison that we are in, when we could go to other places that aren't on our maps. All the maps pre-1700s show this giant mountain of magnetic material. All the maps show this mountain pre-1700s. Then the 1700s come around, Copernicus comes around, the conspiracy of heliocentricity, that the sun is the center of our solar system, and that we are not the center of the universe. We are traveling 66,000 miles a minute into thin air from a giant fart, and we're all circling planets and all this shit that's all made up for the religion of science. Pseudoscience, really. And the idea that gravity exists, even though it does not. It's just a matter of density and buoyancy that controls the weight of everything on the planet, not this made-up imaginary religion and force called gravity. I call it gayvity because it's so fucking gay, and it would take a gay boy to even fucking believe that shit. And who was the guy who had an apple fall on his dick? Was that Isaac Newton or something? Or John Applecore? You know, he had that guy, had an apple fall down from a tree, and he was a Freemason, and he said, oh, that's gravity. No, that's just the apple being denser than air, and that's why it fell. If a feather fell from a tree, it would float because it's not as dense as air unless when the wind is blowing. If the wind wasn't blowing, the feather would fall because there's no wind resistance. There's no dense air in its way, so it would just fall to the ground. And Isaac Newton or whoever saw the apple would have said, "Oh, I'm not a retard. Things fall because they're dense, not a magical fairy force called gravity." It's all nonsense, man. You gotta start realizing where you are. This planet, everything that's around us is all lies. Everything you know, literally, is a lie. Everything I say is not a lie, but everything you know that you've been told in schools, everywhere you go, and everybody takes the bait, and everybody believes everything they see with their eyes. Oh, I know how to code in C. I know how to code in C#. Oh, look, I know how to write print hello world. I know everything about everything because I know how to make a computer work. And Alan Turing, what you didn't know is that Alan Turing, the creator of computers, loved sucking cocks. So what's that say about machine coders? Does it say that they enjoy sucking cocks and that's why they choose to code? It makes you wonder, doesn't it? Alan Turing, the role model of all coders today, probably loves sucking cocks. And that is, gee, it always points back to something degenerate, debaucherous, and evil, right? Hey, this guy's famous. This guy's really smart. Let's look into his history. Oh shit, this guy loved eating out guys' butts and stuff? Wow, that's kind of weird. It's almost like some debaucherous cult. It controls just about everything we see and do and feel. It's almost like there's some debaucherous cult all over this planet that keeps everybody in the shadows, that tells everyone that this Earth is a pear-shaped sphere thing, that the moon is made of cheese, that, you know, everything. I learned this the first time I smoked weed. I thought, oh my god, I know everything, because I could feel the weed killing my sperm cells, and I hate weed. I hate the way weed feels. It's probably the THC. It feels like somebody's strangling my balls or something, if my balls were in my brain. But the first time I did whips, I knew there was something to it that I wasn't getting my hands dirty on. I wasn't getting my hands on. And whips have been around for a long time. Nitrous oxide has been around for hundreds of years. Aristocrats used to do nitrous oxide all the time. It was a drug that they did at these fancy royal parties and royal ceremonies and things, where they would do nitrous oxide. And it really is quite a fun thing. Now, the human experience is so different for every disgusting torture machine that comes onto this plane. And this world is a plane, not a sphere or a cube or a box or a globe. It's a flat plane. When you're in an airplane and you look down, do you see a curved horizon? No. You see a flat plane. And that's because what you're seeing with your eyes, at least this time, is correct. And sometimes you have to trust what your eyes see. And sometimes you have to trust what your spirit sees. And you will know the difference when you feel it in your balls if you're a boy. If you're a girl, good luck, because you're born without a brain. But if you're a boy, you can feel things with your balls and you could know when something's real and when something's fake. Believe it or not, fact or fiction. girls, you're out of luck. I don't know what else to tell you. But boys, what's all the noise about boys? Boys' balls act as an antenna that's able to pick up on bullshit. And that's why when women are running their stupid, ugly mouths off, we're able to call them out on their bullshit, because the antenna in our balls is able to detect bullshit. And that is why the first person made on the earth was a man. I don't know. And what was I talking about? Right, nitrous oxide. I was talking to some guy at my sister's wedding, right? And I told him how terrible weed was, and I told him about whips, and he was the opposite, which might mean that many normies are the opposite, obviously, of us, because he said weed was great and that whips were awful. So he had the exact 180 viewpoint that I had. It's like people who take medicine. Rarely do I ever feel the effects of any medicine. But then I was talking to this person today, and they were telling me they were getting side effects from Lexapro, which I've been on. I've been on every medicine you can think of. And I don't remember having any side effects on that. So, and I mean, all medicine is created by bagel creators. It's created by the worst that mankind has to offer. I'm going to need another Diet Dr. Pepper pretty soon. This podcast is going on longer than you might think, but placebos. Placebos are more what's the word? Placebos are more efficient than modern medicine. They've done studies, and placebos are more efficient than modern medicine 90% of the time, unless the illness is severe, in which case perhaps the medicine might be more urgent. They've done studies where placebos are more efficient than medicine in most of the cases, even in, I want to say surgeries, but I don't remember if that's correct. I don't remember. The point is that why are we taking poisonous mind drugs when placebos are completely healthy because they're just sugar, and they do just as good of a job as any medicine you can think of? The mind is more powerful than Jewish tricks. It's more powerful than garbage, than a garbage can. The mind is more powerful than Saint Floyd. The mind is a tricky, rotten, disgusting thing. That's what it is. And what I wanted to say was even pain medication during surgeries can be replaced by placebos and people will feel better. But I don't remember if that's correct. But it sounds cool, so I'm going to go with yes, it is correct. But at least with antidepressants and other drugs, the placebos are just as good. Why is this dangerous? Because if everybody was on placebos, the billionaire pharmaceutical companies would lose all their money. So they definitely don't want people using placebos. They want them using their poisonous medicine that causes side effects and long-term side effects and cancers and gay gayness in teens and gayness and makes men turn into women, and estrogen and testosterone, which makes us lose our hair and stuff like that. You know, I had a blood test recently, and this is more proof that I'm cursed, is that they never gave me my blood results back. So I never got to see if there was a problem with my thyroid or just a problem with my body in general that I could fix. Because if you look back at the curse thing I was talking about, how often do you see a person who gets a blood test don't get their blood results back? It's quite rare, unless you're cursed. That's where this keeps coming up. And you might say, okay, Jared, but we can fix this. All you have to do is call the office and ask for your blood results. And you'd think that would be right. And so I called the office, and here's the kicker. It's all machines. You can't talk to a single person at the office, only the machines. Only the robots who don't answer questions. They just tell you, what time the store opens. Vague things like that. So there's actually no way I can even get in contact with the lab, besides maybe going in myself as a person, not calling, but going in, as a person, and going up to the front desk and asking about my blood results. But even if I did that, it'd be like, maybe they'd have my results. I don't know. But that would have been nice to see my results. But as fate would have it, I get cucked once again by reality, as if this reality is one sick joke by the creator in some sort of way. Everything you see is humorous. We have bones in our body called the funny bone, because we have bones in our body called the humerus. We have bones in our body called the humerus, the funny bone, because our torture machine selves are nothing but a sick joke to these fucks who created our vocabulary and rule our planet, etc., etc. Our torture machine existences are their sick pleasure. It's pretty messed up. But that's the truth of it, and that's why I'm trying to give you guys truth pills. Because you guys need to know what we're dealing with. Because times are dire, and times are going to get worse, probably. Which is unfortunate to say, that things will get worse. As always, God bless you and your families. Until next time.